Hey guys, it's Harry here from Tentworld Ferntree Gully, and today I'm here to show you the new Zempire Aerospeed range. Set up next to me I have the Aerospeed 4, 6 and 10. And these new Zempire tents have completely redesigned the air tent game. They have the best pitch to pack ratio I have ever seen, which means even this 10-man tent behind me only weighs about 15 kilograms and you can strap it up on your shoulder, having a length of about 60 centimeters. So all of these pack down really well while still having that space to fit a whole family inside. Today I'm going to run you between all different models, their specs, their sizes, what you can get with them, as well as set up and pack down one in a separate video, so check that out as well. So let's start with our 4-man size here. In typical tent fashion, a 4-man size is never really going to fit 4 people, but I would say this is really good for 2 to 3 people, mainly 2 people. All the materials between all the models are going to be the same, but I've got little things set up on each of these which will differ. As you can see, first of all, you can see I've got the awning set up for this one. These poles aren't included within the Zempire tents, but it is an extra accessory you can always look at. Let's start with the material. So Zempire really wanted to hit one important thing in the market for these Aerospeeds, and that was reducing the weight. They surveyed a bunch of people from a range of countries, and what they kept hearing was air tents are always too heavy and too big. So that was their target, to reduce the size and reduce the weight. So these tents, they come with their new material, which is called Duracore, and that Duracore material, what they've done is normally when you are creating a waterproof tent, what you need to do is you need to get your material and they dye it and they heat up the material 3 different times while dyeing it, and that wears down at the quality material. Zempire have redone their model where it's a solution-based dye, and what that means is they don't need to heat the material. So even though this is a 75 denier material, that 75 denier still has the strength of almost their 150 denier Evo models. It is going to be 3 times as strong as a normal 75 denier tent. So even though they're using a lighter material, it's still maintaining that strength that all Zempire products have. Talking about this material here, it is also coated in a 3000 millimeter waterproof rating. So all of these models will have that 75 denier fly with that 3000 millimeter waterproof coating. I also wanted to touch briefly on that fly in terms of their dye that they've done. Their process is only using 10% of the water that a separate company would normally use when dyeing their material. So not only is it making it stronger, it's also more environmentally friendly, which is always important. Now let's move inside the tent and talk about the features on the inside. So stepping inside the 4-man size, I am 6'2" for context, and I just can't stand all the way inside of it. But anyone who's a little bit shorter will be able to. My head is just touching the top here. But the space inside of this 4-man tent is really good. In terms of dimensions, we're looking at 235 centimeters by 285 centimeters. So you're gonna be able to fit a double mattress inside of here with having that extra additional room. Or if you're just going by yourself, as you can see, I've got Zempire's new monster bed product, which we are going to do a video about in the near future. But you've got that inside of here, and then you've still got heaps of space for any other activities you want to have on the inside. Now let's move to the 6 model, and I'll talk about what is actually included on the inside of this tent. Welcome inside of the 6-man size. As you can see, I can now stand up on the inside. So if you're a little bit taller, I'd recommend going for the 6-man size or even the 10-man size, because that has even more head height. Now let's talk about the features on the inside. Firstly, you can see the ladder shelving that they've got inside here. So you're going to have that additional storage. You've got one on each side. So I've got one in the back left corner, or I've got one in the front right corner as well. So 2 ladder pockets. If you're sleeping additional people, you're going to have 2 people here that have their storage there, and another person here that has their storage over there. Another feature Zempire have gone with is on most of your tents, you'll find that the walls concave in very early. And that really minimizes the amount of space you have inside it, especially if you're wanting to have a stretcher or a tool airbed or a tool mattress. You really reduce the amount of space you got inside. Zempire have changed that. They have their vertical walls in the beginning of their tents. Their vertical walls are coming out to just above waist height, which means you can have your mattress pushed all the way up against the side here without actually having to worry about those walls coming in and missing out on some space down there. Now, let's talk about the openings inside of the tent. You will see I have one huge 360-degree front door here, which you can partially unzip, fully unzip. If you want to fully unzip it, just down the corner, like most Zempire products, I have a storage pocket as well. So you can shove that door inside of that storage pocket, keep it out of your way, no people are going to be tripping over it. Then when we move to the back, you also have that big 360-degree door, but we'll show you afterwards, the back door on the Fly only half open. So it's not fully open like I've got on this front door, it's only a partially open back door. But we'll be able to show you when I head around there as well. Finally, what I wanted to talk about inside of here, you've got your lantern hook right at the very top. So if you want to put any light on the inside, you can attach it just there. And you have your power accessibility port just down the bottom here. So if you're camping on any powered sites, you run your cord straight through there. If you want to run any 12-volt lights, anything like that, just run straight up there, up the side. You've got little Velcro all the way along up to your lights here. So Zempire have quite literally thought of everything. All right, so let's talk about the size inside of the 6-man. You can see here, I've got the Zempire's monster bed set up. So this is 135 centimeters wide, and you're still gonna have the space inside of here. Total dimensions, it is 2.8 meters by 3.2 meters. So it's gonna be perfect to fit. You can fit 2 double mattresses inside of here if you wanted to, but also really good for a double mattress and a single mattress next to it with a little bit of extra space for your bags and whatnot down the side. So really, really good for, I would say, 3 to 4 people inside of this tent. If you're anything bigger, I would probably recommend stepping up to the 10-man size, which we're gonna go check out now. So before we move over to that 10-man size, I just wanted to run you through that back door I was briefly talking about. We have pegged it down because it's a little bit windy today, but if we unpeg that point there, you'll be able to see this back door opens up like this. And what you can do is you can roll the back door up, got your typical loops down the bottom here, and have that partially open, like I was talking about. So there's still access all the way through, but it doesn't fully open up and have that little awning section like we do at the front. So that is something to consider. While I'm talking about that access, I have been talking about weight this whole time because, as I said, Zempire have really, really wanted to reduce the weight. And some people have said online how the door is only a mesh. It's not like a two-way door. Some of the other Zempire products have like a solid front door as well as a mesh front door. What Zempire noticed is they have really, really good ventilation throughout this product. You've got those massive windows, you've got that massive front and back door here. So to reduce on material and weight, they've only got that mesh door, but all this front section is fully waterproof. So you've got that Fly as your protection, but that door is going to be mesh, just to make everything a little bit lighter for you. So I have talked about the material of the Fly, but I wanted to touch on the material of the floor because that is just as, if not more, important. So the Fly was a 75 denier material. The floor is 150 denier. So it's going to be twice as thick and twice as durable. And with that, it is also coming with a 5,000 millimeter waterproof rating. So if you are on a really, really rainy day and there's puddles forming around your tent, don't worry. This is going to be significantly water resistant with that 5,000 millimeter waterproof rating. Now, let's talk about the features of the 10-man size. Again, I'll stand up inside of it. You will see I have plenty of headroom inside of here. So it is really, really spacious, which is what you're wanting out of a 10-man size, because this is going to be more your family kind of style inside of here. You'll see I have this center divider set up currently on the inside here. This center divider is allowing you to separate into 2 rooms. So I've kind of designed this setup to have a parent's room and a kid's room. So you'll see I'm standing inside of this kid's room here. We've got our single mattress inside of here. You wanted to have 2 kids and they're fighting and whatnot, slide that over, fit your second single mattress inside of here as well. Then we'll move over to the master bedroom. Inside of here, I have our Monster Mat Twin. So you can see heaps of space for the parents inside of here as well. You've got your mattress, you've got room down near your feet, by your side. But let's say it was more people coming, you didn't want that divider. Luckily, this whole thing is removable. So I'll show you just down the bottom here. It is going to be your typical eyelet and loop system here. Just take that little piece out and you can take this whole divider off. So the couple along the top and the bottom, remove that divider, and inside of here, you're actually going to have 4 of these storage ladders. So chuck it inside of your storage ladder, out of the way, and you've got a huge open space within this 10-man size. So if we're going to talk about total dimensions of this 10-man size, it is 345 centimeters by 405 centimeters. So you're comfortably going to be able to fit a bunch of mattresses in here, whether you want 1 double, 2 singles, 4 singles, whatever you want to do, you have the space to fit in the side of here. You may see that it's really, really windy, and I'm having a little bit of a sway within these tents here. Zempire have tried to create a little bit of a solution with that, strengthening their poles by having these ridge poles along the top here, and provide a little bit of more rigidity within the tent to stop it from having that sway that you're seeing. With all tents, doesn't matter whether it's a pole or an air pole, there's still going to be that sway, but that is providing some extra structural support. So I talked a little bit earlier about the front and back doors and how there is heaps of ventilation that is running all the way through this tent. You'll see I've got a mesh ceiling, I've got these huge windows, these huge front doors, all of that is allowing ventilation. Let's talk about the windows quickly. The windows can all unzip. You can roll them up and you can allow that access to the outside world from the inside of the tent. Again, increasing that airflow, all to reduce the amount of condensation that you're going to have within the tent. These windows have also been waterproofed, so even though it is what is considered a partial fly, where these windows are not covered, if that window is done up, the outside of that is been waterproof with the same type of waterproofing that's been put on the fly, so you don't need to worry about that. However, if you're in an area that tends to rain a little bit more, Zempire have also thought of that as well. And they have produced their walls, so their wall sets, I should say. All 3 models, the 4, the 6, and the 10, have separate wall sets. And I've luckily got one set up on the 4-man tent at the moment. So we'll move over there and we'll have a look at that one. So this is the wall set that I've got set up on the 4-man size tent here. What you will see is it is coming out a little bit further from the tent, so it's providing that extra space and coverage where you can still have your window open to still allow for the ventilation to come through. Zempire is a New Zealand company. I get asked all the time where they're from. They're from New Zealand, producing super, super high quality materials. But in New Zealand, it tends to rain a little bit more. So if you're in an area of Australia as well, or New Zealand, if you're watching this video from over there, this is a great accessory for you because you can have that protection from the window, keep it open without actually having that rain coming inside of your tent. So super, super useful. The way that you put these on is there is just a zip down the bottom here. So it either zips up or unzips all the way across your window. So that is one accessory you can get for it. So the third accessory that you can get for these Aerospeed products is the ground sheet or the floor saver. You'll see I've got that one currently set up underneath the 6-man size here. These are handy for a couple of different things. Firstly, they are fit perfectly to size of these Zempire products. So you can peg these out first and then you can set up your Zempire Aerospeed just on top of it, and it will give you a little bit of a guide on where to be able to set it up. Secondly, but more importantly, it is just an additional layer of protection for your tent. Zempire products, they're all super, super high quality, but they can be slightly expensive. So you want to increase the lifetime that you're going to get out of your tent. Having that ground sheet to go down first, it's just going to protect your floor from any rocks, sticks, anything that can be poking up from the ground that could possibly pierce or damage your floor. It is just protecting it from that. So just increasing how long you can love this product for. Now, the last accessory that you can get is for the aero-based shelter. So just like all of the other Zempire products, you can get the aero-based link. Zempire have thought about anyone that is going to be buying their products and going away with your mates, your family, whoever you're going away with. If they have another Zempire product, such as the Evo, the Pro, anything like that that can link to the aero-base, you can connect it to this tent as well. So all of these models, you can get the aero-based link, which will connect up to their aero-based shelter. If you haven't seen that before, check it out. We've got videos on that as well. and then your mate can also link their shelter or their tent, to the other end. So you can walk straight through from your aerobase into the gazebo, which is the aerobase, into your mate's tent without having to go out in the rain. So all of these products are designed to link together really, really well. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to check us out online or in store. And as always, happy camping.